Welcome back to another episode of CapsuleRx Podcast, and today we are going to be discussing why you are not getting hired. The real reason why you aren't getting the dream job that you desire is because of two things. One, you haven't been preparing yourself. You do not have a plan. Two, there's no sense of urgency. The common theme that I found amongst young pharmacy students, young pharmacists, it's the same. It's the same two things. There's no plan and there's no sense of urgency. So I welcome you all back to another episode of CapsuleRx Podcast. And today I want to dive into the true reason why you aren't getting hired, why you are not able to get the job that you so desire. Okay. I have met with multiple people. I'd probably say at least 5 to 10 people within the past month asking me how I can help them get their job. And the common theme that I found amongst those 5 to 10 people, the common theme is they don't have a plan and they have no sense of urgency. That's it. If you have a proper plan to prepare you for that job that you want, guess what? You'll get the job. It's not rocket science. So I'm going to use myself as an example. If I wanted to work in the hospital setting, guess what I'm going to do to prepare myself in pharmacy school or as a young grad to get a job in the hospital? Well, if I'm in pharmacy school, I'm going to do all the things that I need to do to help me get into a residency. Okay, well, how do I get into a residency? Let's think about this. Let's see. One of the things I could do is reach out to a residency program director and ask them, what do they value? And if you haven't yet, I suggest you go through the archives because we have episodes where we have interviewed residency program directors telling you exactly what they want to see on the letter of intent and the applications, the different type of co-curricular activities and whatnot, leadership positions. Ask them, what do you value? Okay, so I need to have a job as a pharmacy intern. Okay, cool. At a hospital. All right, check. I'll do that. Oh, you want me to have research? Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and do research as an elective, or I will get a summer internship where I'm doing research to help me get into this residency. Okay, what else do you value? Oh, you value co-curricular activities, leadership positions. Okay, I'm going to try to be a president of maybe one of the pharmacy organizations. Genius idea. Or maybe I'll be a liaison for a committee to help connect me with different individuals who work in a hospital. So now I'm building a network that benefits me because I'm going to need letter of recommendations from people. This is what you do if you want to get hired. You prepare yourself for the job. That's what I did. I created a podcast. I talked to my professors, my advisors. I got mentors. I did those things to prepare me in order to get a residency. And then I got the residency, and then I did the work within the residency to help me get the job as a clinical pharmacist. I had a plan and I had a sense of urgency because I knew I only had really 3 years to execute all this. You think you have 4 years. You really don't. Because your 4th year, you're on rotations, you're working 40 hours a week, and you still have to do your pharmacy intern or pharmacy tech job. You're busy. There's not much free time. So the time is actually now in your 1st year, your 2nd year, your 3rd year, for you to start preparing yourself to be the pharmacist that you desire, for you to start preparing yourself to have that pharmacy job that you desire. So let's think about industry. That's probably the common thing that I'm getting from a lot of people. So people will come to me. They'll say, hey, I want to work in industry. I've been applying. I haven't been getting interviews, or if I have been getting interviews, right, I haven't been able to seal the deal. What's going on? I say, okay, so the first thing is, let me see your CV. If you haven't been able to get interviews, that means you have a problem getting through the filter. You have a problem getting your foot in the door. So that means the only thing you are submitting to these places are your CV. So what's on your CV that's preventing you from succeeding and going on to the next step? So then they'll give me their CV and I'll see it's nothing but work experience at Walgreens, Nothing but work experience at CVS, which is great. We need retail pharmacists. You guys are very important. But why would I, as the boss of Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, or Pfizer, want to hire you? Am I the only one hearing crickets? Why would I want to hire you? What value do you bring my company? What attributes, what skills are you bringing from your retail job that's going to actually apply into this MSL position that you're applying for? How have you prepared yourself for this position? If there's nothing on your CV that tells me that you would be a good candidate, why would I waste my time interviewing you? So then the question becomes, what can I do? Great question. What you can do is start preparing yourself. Well, how do I do that? Another great question. You start preparing yourself by asking, what would somebody want in an MSL? What are the things that they're looking for? If you're able to break that down into the things that they would look for in order to get past that first layer, in order to get past that first round when it comes to people analyzing your CV, then guess what? You'll get it. So one of the things you probably need to do is you need to know MSLs. You might need to network with MSLs. You might need to join a pharmacy organization like IPHO. That might be valuable to have on your CV. If you're a pharmacy student listening to this, if you're planning on being in industry and being a MSL, if you're not an IPHO, that's a big red flag. Like, you need to join that student org, and you need to get a nice leadership position within it in order to build that network, build those relationships with different people, and figure out what opportunities can come your way for you to go ahead and execute. It's not about being smart. That's what people don't realize. It's not about being smart. It's about having a plan and having a sense of urgency, understanding that you have a limited amount of time. It's not infinite. It's a finite amount of time that you're in school, 3 or 4 years, depending on the program you're at. So what will you do within that time frame to help prepare you to get the job that you dream? I had multiple classmates who were in Rokai. If you don't know Rokai, I believe it's like the top 15% of your class. So basically the smartest people, the best GPAs, the 4.0s. They didn't match in a residency. I know people with a 3.0 GPA, some people even lower, who match with residency sites, but the people with 4.0s didn't. I wonder why that is. At first, I was shocked. But then when I stopped to think about it, I realized this actually makes sense. Because sometimes smart people only focus on the smart thing. And the smart thing is usually just school. Just get the right GPA, just get a 4.0. Focus on the books, work your job, and that's it. They don't focus on the networking aspect. They don't focus on the leadership skills. They don't focus on the co-curricular activities. They don't focus on the whole package, just the GPA package. And the GPA package is just a small portion of the entire portfolio that you need to build as a student and as a young pharmacy grad in order to get your dream job. You're really building a portfolio. That's what you're doing right now. You're building a portfolio. And you add to it month by month, year by year, slowly but surely. You add to that portfolio that makes you a more desirable candidate for whatever job you're looking for. That's one of the reasons why I never really struggled trying to find a job or getting interviews, is because I did things with a sense of urgency to make sure my CV is padded with the necessary things for me to always find a job in a hospital setting. I had a plan and I had a sense of urgency. So if you're listening to this episode and you have an idea of what you want to be as a pharmacist, whether you're a pharmacy student, recent pharmacy grad, or you're a pharmacist looking to switch careers, whichever category you fall in, I'm sure this episode probably resonates with you because you wouldn't have clicked on it if it didn't. So whichever category you fall in, guess what? there is still a way for you to get your dream job. It's very simple. Create a plan and have a sense of urgency to accomplish that plan, and then you'll get the dream job. So if you're listening to this and you want some step-by-step guidance, or you're looking for somebody to help guide you in the right direction, I encourage you to reach out. tinyurl.com/CapsuleRx services. Fill out the information form and I'll shoot you an email. We'll set up a time to talk and I'll do the best that I can to help you get that job. Because I want y'all to be happy. I want y'all to be successful. The reason why less people are interested in pharmacy is because you are miserable. Not me. You. And so it only helps the profession if we have more people in positions that they actually want to be in. And the only way to get you there is by having you take that leap of faith, by trusting me. Take that leap of faith. Trust me. Sign up today. We'll get together. We'll do everything we can to make sure that you get that dream job that you always desired. But you have to realize this ain't going to happen overnight. This might take a year or 2 years of work for you to get there. I can't just snap my fingers and it works. I'm not a magician. I am just a person who has built a portfolio based off hard work and urgency to help me get to where I'm at. And even me, I have to remind myself, I got to keep networking. I got to keep doing leadership things. I can't get comfortable because then it's going to be hard for me to find a job or for me to switch careers if I'm not staying current with the times. So I know I kind of started on this and I got carried away. I got into a moment, but seriously, you want to be an MSL, but all you did is work in retail. I can tell you the step-by-step play on how to get in, but guess what? It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to probably have to still work in retail, or you might have to switch to something else that is easier to pivot into retail. So I'll go ahead and give some free advice here. One of the things you can do is look at which careers in pharmacy are switching to industry directly, not having to go do a fellowship, not having to do something and then get some training or get an MBA and then come over. What fields are transferring over? From my personal experience, from people that I know, and from my field, my network, what I'm noticing is 2 types of pharmacists. The first type of pharmacist would be people that are in the hospital setting directly involved with either clinics, so ambulatory care pharmacists, or pharmacists that are involved with a lot of physicians. So on the clinical side, not really staffing. So clinical pharmacist is one, and the other one would be AmCare pharmacists. So I'm noticing those are getting direct switches over. And the reason why for AmCare pharmacists is because a lot of AmCare pharmacists are working in clinics. And a lot of clinics manage what? Usually it's diabetes. Usually it's high blood pressure. Usually it's high cholesterol. There's also obesity clinics that are becoming very popular. So guess what drugs treat obesity? What are the 2 drugs that everybody's talking about? Zepbound, produced by Eli Lilly, and Wegovy, produced by Novo Nordisk. So do you think that maybe they might want some diabetes or some weight loss educators or possibly some diabetes educators to promote their drugs? To be MSLs in clinics who have relationships with practitioners who could put their patients on their drugs? What do you think? Do you think that would be a good career to help you maybe get into industry? I don't know. What do you think? So that's a possibility, right? Another type of field of pharmacy that I see make a lot of switches is managed care. Why would managed care matter? Well, one of the things that everybody has to deal with is the insurance side. So in order for you to get the drugs, you have to be able to make sure that's part of the insurance formulary, whether it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You got to deal with copays. You have to deal with all that. So if you have knowledge about that and you're working with these companies and you have relationships with these insurances, wouldn't that be valuable? Wouldn't that be something that maybe someone who works in industry would want to hire you for because you have that type of knowledge? You have that type of input? You have that type of value? That's what I want you to think about, is how can you build a portfolio, build a plan, right? That portfolio is your plan. How can you build a plan to satisfy the dream job that you want? And how can you do it with a sense of urgency? Do not delay. Do not wait. Rush. Run to it. Run to your dream job. Don't doubt yourself. Don't overthink it. Run to it. It's your passion. Nobody else's. Why take your time? Why not rush it? Why not chase your dreams? It's possible. It's going to be a little bit of hard work, but that's why you join the community. That's why you reach out and you join CapsuleRx Podcast community. Because now you have nothing but people cheering you on. Now you have nothing but people that want to see you successful. And it becomes a lot easier because now you're not alone. And now you are building a network within my network. And now that's helping you get the dream job that you want. And if you don't want to do that, just stay miserable. Don't complain to me. Please don't complain to any pharmacy students or anybody interested in pharmacy. Don't ruin pharmacy's reputation because you are not willing to take that risk or take that chance to chase your dream job. If you are unwilling to take that chance, unwilling to take a risk for your dream job, that's on you, buddy. Don't blame me. Don't blame pharmacy. Don't blame the profession. Don't deter people who are interested in pharmacy. Just hold yourself accountable and admit that. Point the finger at nobody else but yourself. Because I'm literally giving you free game on how you can get to where you want to go. And if you need more insight, I also told you what you can do. Just reach out. I'm not hard to find. It's literally that simple. So if you want to be successful, you want to get hired, you want to land that dream job, 2 things you got to do. Have a plan and have a sense of urgency. If you do those 2 things, I promise you, you will be successful and you will land your dream job. So that's it for today's episode of CapsuleRx Podcast. I am so thankful and glad you guys were willing to listen and tune in. If you need any assistance or any guidance, please, I am not hard to find. You can go ahead and like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media channels. So I'm talking YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, at @new_CapsuleRx Podcast. And if you haven't yet, also, please purchase some merch. Y'all got to get the merch, man. I know I haven't been promoting it as much as I would like to, but I'm thankful for everybody that buys a shirt today. I'm wearing the white one. I decided to go with the clean look. Today. So definitely check out the merch. We do have some new t-shirts in there. So please support. If we've done anything to help you grow, help benefit you in any way, shape, or possible, help you pass the NAPLEX, anything we've done, please, we would greatly appreciate if you buy some merch. It always helps support us. Any of the money that we make, we put it back into the podcast to help us grow. So if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Let me know what's your dream job in pharmacy. And if you need help getting there, I will respond in those comments. We'll link up and we're going to make that dream a reality. It's that simple. Just leave a comment. I'll respond. Make that dream a reality. All right. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, see you.